Here we are in the courtyard of the Church of the Holy Sepulcher. That's the upper story. If we were to go through that gate there, we would get into the Holy Sepulcher Church itself. You turn right and you go up to the place they call Golgotha. And then there's a second level above that generally people can't get into. But that's not what we're up to today. We're going to go into the Ethiopian chapel, the side chapel. The Church of the Holy Sepulcher is divided among several different sects. And the Ethiopian Christians got the boot, so they have a little side chapel. So everybody always goes in the main door there to see the Holy Sepulcher. We're going to try a different plan. This is the entryway to the Ethiopian chapel. A little tiny door off to the side of the main one. So this is the angel Michael. And this is Mary. Yeah. Jesus Christ, yes. Lighting candles here is a common tradition of honor and respect for the sacred sites. You can see there are a few lit here, not many people come in. Back behind this door is the sanctuary of the church. This is, you can see the Virgin Mary enthroned there. The light's kind of beaming off it, but you get the sense of it. You've got a little cross here, rather like the ones they take on the Via Dolorosa. I don't know if they do that here. Now this little stairway leads up to the upper chapel. There's another one up here. We'll go up and see what happens. And then beyond that is the roof of the Church of the Holy Sepulcher and the monastery. Here's another icon of the Virgin Mary. This is in typical late Ethiopian painting style. Here you've got the chapel focused on a depiction of the crucifixion, then several other icons, again in traditional Ethiopian style. Over here you can see depictions from the sacred history of the Ethiopian church. And another place here for offering candles. Do you speak English? Ethiopian Church of Jesus, Orthodox, from Abyssinia. Do you? Thank you. There's a little more light to see the church better. Lei parla italiano? تتكلم العربية؟ لا. English and Ethiopian. Ge'ez, the language of Ethiopia. This writing right here. There's the Ethiopian script you can see, and then the English translation down below. The Ethiopians were one of the first people to become Christians about 350 AD, shortly after Constantine, and there's a map of their country as a Christian state. Now we'll head out the other passageway and try to get into the monastery, which is up on top. If you look above here, you can see an icon of the resurrection, and then over there an icon of Mary, and then here is an icon of the Ethiopian church with all their patriarchs and saints and so forth. So we go back out into the courtyard. We're now on the roof the Church of the Holy Sepulcher. If you were to go underneath that dome, you would go down to the Chapel of St. Helena. Now what we've got here is through that door we go to the Coptic Patriarchate for the Egyptian Coptic Church. And if we look up here, you can see the ceiling, the roof of the Greek Orthodox chapel within the Holy Sepulcher. It gives you a little better view of the dome, I think, where the right under there is a Greek Orthodox chapel, and then just beyond this is another dome that leads to the Anastasis, or the place of the resurrection in the church. But we're up on the ceiling or the roof of the church now, and you can see from these arches previous Crusader monastery was up here. These arches are the remains of some of their buildings, and this, I believe, was the a cloister of that place. You can see from that column base right there that the the remains of some Crusader art and architecture from this particular monastery that was up here. Well, as time progressed, the Crusaders got kicked out, and they were replaced by Ethiopians, who now are in control of this area up here. Now this is the Ethiopian monastery. It begins with little cells. Each one of these green doors is a separate cell or room that a monk dwells in. And we're going to take a peek in one of these if we can. Watch me. Now they've blocked off this particular door, but I think I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. Ah, the restrooms of the monastery. Definite squatters. So all of these monks live in these tiny little cells, but up above you can see the ruins of the cloisters of the Crusader monastery. So there's been a monastery here for at least 1,000 years, probably 1,500. There's a basin where they maybe do some washing or cooking. Nobody's around here. Here's some more monastic cells. Don't know what the monks are doing these days, but there's a door to the outside. I didn't know that door went in here, so you can come from the other direction and get into the monastery direct from the street. This is the path of the Via Dolorosa here, down that little alley. There's a monk back there. It's too dark to really see. This is the monastic quarters. You can see a little dresser there. Some icons of calendar and so forth from Ethiopia.